The crystalline halls of the Zephyrian diplomatic station hummed with an energy that made Commander Sarah Chune's teeth ache. She adjusted her collar, trying to project the calm confidence that had earned her this assignment as Earth's first cultural ambassador to the Zephyr Collective. 3 months of preparation, countless briefings on alien etiquette, and still she felt like she was walking through a minefield made of glass and good intentions. Her escort, a tall, graceful being named Veltar, glided beside her on what humans had come to call hover feet appendages that never quite touched the ground. The Zephyrian's translucent blue skin rippled with patterns that Sarah had learned indicated mild amusement, though she couldn't fathom what was funny about this. Formal procession to the council chambers. The High Arbiter Lysandra waits, Veltar said, their voice carrying the musical quality all Zephyrians possess. She is curious about your species' diplomatic protocols. Sarah nodded, checking her mental notes. The Zephyrians were a proud species, having achieved interstellar travel when humans were still figuring out agriculture. They valued ceremony, tradition, and above all, respect for hierarchy. The briefings have been clear. Don't interrupt, don't make sudden movements, and absolutely don't challenge their authority directly. The council chamber opened before them like a flower blooming in fast forward. Curved walls stretched upward, covered in bioluminescent patterns that pulsed in rhythm with some alien heartbeat. At the center, on a raised dais that seemed to grow from the floor itself, sat High Arbiter Lysandra. She was stunning in the way that dangerous things often were, tall even by Zephyrian standards, with skin that shifted between deep purple and electric blue. Her forearms moved in constant, graceful gestures that Sarah recognized as a form of status display. When she spoke, her voice resonated through the chamber like wind chimes in a storm. So, Lysandra said, her eyes large, multifaceted things that caught light like prisms fixed on Sarah. This is the representative of the species that thinks it can negotiate with the collective as equals. The dismissive tone hit Sarah like a slap. She felt her jaw tighten, her shoulders square automatically. Every instinct screamed at her to defend humanity's achievements, their right to stand among the stars. But her training held. She bowed, precisely as she'd been taught. High Arbiter, I come seeking understanding between our peoples. Lysandra's skin pattern shifted to what Sarah's briefings had described as amused contempt. Several other Zephyrians in the chamber made sounds that might have been laughter. Understanding? The High Arbiter rose from her seat, all 4 arms spreading wide. Your species discovered fire while we were mapping galaxies. You learned to sail while we bent space-time to our will. What could primitive mammals possibly offer the collective? The chamber fell silent, except for the alien humming that seemed to come from the walls themselves. Sarah felt every eye upon her, felt the weight of not just this moment, but everything it represented. Humanity's first real chance at joining the galactic community, and it was slipping away with each condescending word. But then something shifted in Sarah's mind. She thought of her grandmother, who had told her stories of facing down corporate bullies with nothing but determination and wit. She thought of every human who had ever been underestimated and proven the doubters wrong. You want to know what humans can offer? Sarah straightened, meeting Lysandra's set prismatic gaze without flinching. We can offer perspective. The High Arbiter's patterns flickered surprise. Sarah realized. You see, Sarah continued, taking a step forward despite the shocked gasp from the assembled Zephyrians, while you were mapping galaxies, we were learning to survive. While you bent space-time, we bent ourselves adapted, evolved, refused to give up even when every odd was against us. Lysandra's 4 arms moved in sharp, agitated gestures. You dare. I dare because that's what humans do, Sarah interrupted. And the chamber erupted in shocked harmonics. We dared to dream bigger than our circumstances. We dared to reach for things beyond our grasp. We dared to stand here, in your magnificent halls, and say, we belong here too. The High Arbiter stepped down from her dais, her skin now cycling through colors Sarah had never seen before. When she spoke, her voice carried a new tone knot. anger, but something else entirely. Your species sent you here knowing you would be dismissed, knowing you would be mocked. They sent you anyway. They sent me because sometimes the greatest strength isn't in having all the answers. Sarah replied, sometimes it's in being willing to ask the questions no one else will ask. For a long moment, the chamber was silent. Then Lysandra did something unprecedented. She laughed. Not the musical sound of Zephyrian amusement, but something raw and genuine. Veltar, she said without taking her eyes off Sarah. Prepare. Quarters for our guests. It seems we have much to discuss. As the session ended and the chamber began to empty, Lysandra approached Sarah directly. Her skin had settled into a warm golden hue that Sarah's training said indicated respect. I have led this collective for 300 of your years, the High Arbiter said quietly. In all that time, no species has ever dared interrupt me in formal session. Sarah felt her heart skip. I hope I haven't. You have reminded us of something we had forgotten, Lysandra continued. That sometimes wisdom comes not from those who have traveled the farthest, but from those who had the courage to begin the journey. 3 days later, as Sarah prepared for the formal signing of humanity's membership in the Zephyr Collective, she received a message from Earth. It was from her grandmother. Heard you caused quite a stir up there. Proud of you, kiddo. Now show them what humans are really made of. Sarah smiled, looking out at the vast expanse of space visible through her quarter's transparent wall. Somewhere out there, humanity was waiting to take its place among the stars. And for the first time since arriving, she knew they were ready.